When a young person comes to us and says how difficult it is living at home at the moment, which sadly happens all too frequently, it's a real challenge to try and understand what's going on in their life and what's going on with their parents. Often, in fact, all the time, the most appropriate response is to try and get them to go back home and re-engage with what's happening with their mum and dad, or mum or stepdad or grandparent, or whoever it might be that they're living with. The reality is that supported living is really difficult to get into, really difficult to live in, and more often than not, the young person will end up moving from friend to friend, will end up what they call sofa surfing, and find that life becomes pretty tough pretty quickly. But when you get behind the surface of what's going on, the challenge is to really understand why a young person at 15, 16, 17, 18 will find life at home so hard. You see, the thing is that for a young person, as you hit those mid-teen and beyond points, everything is telling you that it's time to grow up and be an adult. You know, society, your peers, even school life is all about thinking like a grown-up, acting like a grown-up, making choices that are going to affect you for the rest of your life, doing things that are going to affect you for the rest of your life, whether that's picking what exams to do at school, thinking about moving on to college, deciding what you're going to do with your friends when you're socialising. Everything is all about becoming an adult. And for young people, often the one place where they don't feel like they can be an adult is at home. They feel like their parents still treat them like a child. They're in that really difficult phase of life where they're not really a child, but they're definitely not an adult. And for parents, that can be a real challenge to try and pitch that right. And for a young person, it can be really, really hard for everywhere else to be treated like you should be an adult, but at home to still be treated like you were when you were a lot younger. So the challenge for us as youth workers is to think about how we help a young person see things from both sides. How we help them recognise that for the vast majority of cases, their parents have just got their well-being at heart. How we help them to engage with their parents in a way which doesn't result in them acting childishly and then perpetually being treated like a child.